Guess say hello to everybody. Come here. This is my friend John. John, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, that's enough. Go ahead. See, now if you do this back and you have slow motion on your video machine there, you can slow it down and see John longer.
But didn't you do it?
Put it on pause. I did a few angles with John I'd like to tell you about. And if you give John 3 beers, he'll tell you all of them.
What about the one where, let me see, you offered $10,000 to anybody in the audience?
That's right. That was the first one.
Yeah, tell us about that.
That was the first one. That was, oh man, these Alabamans was the best though, John. John, you can go back and sit down. You'll understand that. He has bad arthritis too. You know, he's been olive ribbon, top rope. He's been... So we used to go down, we did a thing where I'd go down and say I had $10,000 to anybody, any wrestler or wrestling fan that could beat me. It's kind of like the Andy Kaufman deal with the women, but I'd seen this deal done when I was a kid with, like I was a junior, senior in high school, Adrian Adonis doing the $10,000 Golden Challenge in the Amarillo area. Any of you guys want to look back at that and see what I'm talking about. So I remembered that and used that in Alabama because we had no belt to put up, so I took money and put it up. So I had 6 months building for the big belt thing, and then 6 months to use money as to put up instead of a belt. So I'd go down and I would pick, and man, every week, you see these old farmers standing, these big old boys, horses, like Hoss Cartwright in the crowd, and women look like Hoss Cartwright in the crowd, and it was real ugly women, but big ones. They wanted to fight me and get in the ring. And so one week what we did was have John Gillum sit in the front row with this farmer's looking shirt on, kind of like he really wears it, and his ball cap and his glasses and everything, and he said a pair of jeans and boots on, I think it was. I think he had a t-shirt on, didn't he? So I'm trying to remember everything. So Paul says, anybody in the crowd, everybody stands up. Oh, this is on TV. We have this on tape. Don't have it, it's good. But we're sitting there, we're looking around the crowd, and then we got the camera panning. There's this big men, there's these big women. They all want to get in the ring with me. And all of a sudden, we pick John Gillum, but we don't know it's John Gillum. We pick John. And John comes in the ring, and he's in his jeans and boots and his ball cap. And so Paul calls him over to me, and Paul does the whole deal, though, because I couldn't hold a straight face just about it, because I was sitting there looking at John going, oh, man, if he makes us do this, it'll be great. So Paul says, what's your name? And he says, John Gillum. And... but it was good, and Paul had John look in the camera and do a disclaimer that it was okay for do this $10,000 gold challenge if he gets hurt. He took John's cigarettes out of his pocket, and I saw John get mad. I thought John was going to deck him there, and threw his cigarettes out to the front row. John had no idea the cigarettes were going, and so we I think he took his shirt off. I think so, or I either pulled it off of him or something. But I beat the hell out of him. And I gave him a pile driver, and then when he was down and he's shaking from the pile driver, I go, and if you look at this thing, it's good. I go down to grab his pants, and I think he thought, here Eddie is going to pull this big rib on me in the business now. He's going to pull my pants off on TV, which now, looking back at it, I wish I had, because it would have been easy to do. But I reached down to get his belt to pull it off to whip him, because I thought, here's something to do, and I'm going to get him good, too, because he can't do anything about it. So I reached down to go get his belt, and he clamped on my hand. He goes, no, don't do it. I said, give me your belt. I'm not going to take your pants off. And he lets go, and I got his belt off, and I whipped him good, too. He had about 4 good red legs on there. And then Austin Idol comes down to the ring and saves him. And the good part about it was that at the end of the deal, they're carrying John back on the stretcher, and somebody takes the cigarettes and puts them back on his chest from the crowd. So he got his cigarettes back, and he was happy. But the greatest story of all, of anything we've done with John, is something that's not on film, is not on tape, and no one has. Like 3 weeks later, this is a good story. 3 weeks later, since John, we've already seen John, but we can put this back in again, how John looked. And you can remember this and see that we had this match between Jerry Lawler and Austin Idol in Dothan, Alabama. I had done a thing where I beat up Pez Wadley, who was Willie B. Hurt's son. I beat him up on TV, the son. Beat the son. A fan came out of the crowd with a knife, actually, too, on that tape. You'll see him in Birmingham. He come out, and so me and Willie B. had a match. Austin Idol and Jerry Lawler had a match. We had a thing where Austin Idol got Jerry Lawler into a figure 4 leg lock. The referee's down. The people in Dothan know I hate Idol, but they also know the history because I'd shown it on tape of me and Lawler. So I come down to the ring, they don't know who I'm going to help. So I burned Idle. Lawler got the win. But when Lawler come up, of course, he helps Idle out like he didn't mean for it to happen and everything. So then Idle was off the next week. So I put on the booking sheet for Dothan, me against Mr. Dothan. So all week long, especially Jerry Stubbs, who was Mr. Olympia or whatever he was there, he come, who am I Mr. Dothan? You're just changing my name. Everybody wanted to know if they were Mr. Dothan. And on the interview, I said Bob Armstrong and Ron Fuller and Robert Fuller and Jerry Lawler may be coming back under the mask as Mr. Dothan, or it could be Austin Idle. And so all week long, the boys were asking me. Then it got to where towards the weekend, towards Saturday night, Missy got to asking me about it. Well, who are you going to put in? I said, well, I got somebody in mind. I'm not going to tell you now. You won't believe it. You'll think I'm nuts. And so then Doug came to me like Saturday afternoon and said, by the way, who's Mr. Dothan? I said, I'll let you know tonight. It's a surprise. Then Paul, on the way to Dothan, says, Eddie, you hadn't said a word about Mr. Dothan all week. You hadn't said about it all day. Who is it? I don't even know. You're keeping me in the dark on the thing. It's okay enough for Missy, I see. I don't understand with Doug, but why keep me in the dark? So I told him, I said, you won't believe it when we do it, and I'll just wait till we get ready to do it because you're going to call me crazy. So in the meantime, I already talked to someone, though, when I get to what happened, so you understand that all this was actually set up in my mind, and I'd already taken care of a few things before this, and I didn't actually put my job on the line like it looked like for about 10 minutes. So we get to the building. Everybody's looking around. Is anybody new in the building, in the dressing room? Is anybody new there that we figure is going to wear a mask, be Mr. Dothan, or someone come in with the mask on saying they're Mr. Dothan? Now everyone's coming into my room in Dothan saying, okay, who is it? Don't know. When we get to know, and we had to hit the ring. Doug's asked me, Paul. I said, go get John Gillum. And what I want you, and they went. And Paul, seriously, I mean, I think you ask Paul that now, he will tell you that I mean, he thought that night that you might as well just lock me up. I mean, I had just lost it. I mean, now we had sold Dothan out. Now, I got to say this too. We sold it out the week before. It was the first $10,000. It was like $10,800. And I had taken it from doing $1,200 on a Saturday night to doing $10,000 on a Saturday night. Great feeling. Come back the next week, went over 11 with some Mr. Dothan. Turn people away. We got John Gillum. Now I've got into the back, and everybody's looking at me. And Missy's even going, you're nuts. You're crazy. You better not do this. These people will die if you do this. I said, well, I'm not going to send him out there the way he is. I sent Paul and Doug, and everybody went to Danny Davis and Ken Wayne, and and I'm not sure, I think it's Ken Wayne's boots, Danny Davis's tights, Jerry Stubbs' mask as Mr. Olympia. He wore a Austin Idle t-shirt. And he was everything was covered. He had tight, but he had everybody else's on, but no one knew that in the crowd. So, Mr. Olympia's mask and everything. This is a little trivia for everyone from that night. And so I went to the ring with Paul. Everybody's wondering. Now, the boys, some of them still don't know. Some of them know, but most of them don't know. And when they're hearing what it is, they're going, no, he's not going to send John out there like that. So me and Paul get in the ring, and all of a sudden they start this music, dun, 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 and all of a sudden here comes this mask guy walking to the ring. And I remember this feeling in the crowd go just rumble like, oh no, and then John was making noises. You hear this pity pat. Now he's scratching his pants. If you hear that too. So stop what you're doing. See, don't you see why I beat the hell out of him? So John comes walking down to the ring. He's got this mask on. He's looking at me, and he's coming down the ring. Now all the boys have stayed. A lot of them like leaving early. A lot of boys have come out to watch this match, and they're watching, and they're shaking their head, going, "He's lost it. He'll be gone tomorrow. He's going to get fired. He's going to kill this town tonight." He gets into the ring, and I grabbed the microphone. I said, "Who are you?" on the microphone, and this old man sitting behind me on the front row yells out, "That's that same son of a bitch you knocked the hell out of 3 weeks ago here." And I started almost laughing because I thought, no one remembered John Gillum from the $10,000 thing on TV. And sure enough, somebody remembered him right there. So I'm going, wow, this is great. It's even better than what I thought. So we went ahead and we locked up. We actually started the match. Now I've got everybody thinking this is the match. This is the main event. Mr. Dothan is John Gillum against me in the main event. And I backed myself in the corner. I said, John slapped the shit out of me. And John backs me into the corner. And Pee Wee Anderson, Randy Anderson was referee. And he got between us. And I'm telling Randy and everything. All of a sudden, John